Today's video tutorial is all about how we shot and lit the film Driven. Driven is a film that was written by Casey Dillard and stars Richard Speight Jr. and Casey Dillard and was directed by my friend Glenn Payne. And this film was a really challenging project because it was not only something we shot on a very low budget with a very tight schedule, but also it had a lot of visual challenges that we had to overcome. And one of those being that we were stuck in this car for the entire film. Glenn had this vision that the camera could never leave the car, and if it did go outside of the car, it had to be either connected to or the car had to embody a large part of the frame. Therefore, we never felt like we truly left this car. And that was very imperative to the story, but also as a visual challenge because we had to figure out how to make the film visually interesting for 90 minutes. Lighting a film like this was not easy because if you use the same trick too many times, it would get boring. And we also had to make sure the lighting was supplementing the story, so when the story got a little more exciting, we had to make sure that the lighting was propelling it in that way, but also we had to make sure that the lighting was making sure that the audience felt like they were on this journey because we weren't always shooting in a car that was moving. Sometimes the car was moving, sometimes it was parked, but sometimes we were in a studio setting with no real lights or scenery around us, but we had to make it look like the car was moving and that there were atmospheric elements going on, and we had to make sure that it felt like it was a real moving car. And that was all because of lighting. And that was the biggest trick that we had to pull off, was how do we make this look dynamic, how to make it look polished, and how do we make it serve the story in a way that you feel like you are going on this journey with these characters. So if you're interested in behind the scenes or filmmaking in general, be sure to check out my Patreon. I have a lot of different tutorials and workshops either posted or on the way, including this one about Driven. So be sure to check it out. The link's in my bio.